Hi everybody, it is week 6 and time to get going on that paper. I also have some seed art from the state fair a couple of years ago, Death by Chocolate, which I thought was funny. And Rana Mash from St. Paul, right? Or Rona, not sure how to pronounce that, but way to go, right? And why the heck not? So, when you're writing your paper, I want you to think about this seed art, right? Um, Just write it. Put your spin on it. Say what's out there. Send it to the state fair, right? Because somebody out there's going to like it. The list. So this week, before we get going, I want to say a number of people, not so much with the psychology, but more so with the feminist perspective, talked about how hard it was, right? And that they felt like when I was just looking for those things, I was missing other stuff. This is awesome. Because, yes, right? Some of these perspectives you're more familiar with, depending on your background, and it seems easy. But think about it this way. Think about the first time you watch a sport that you don't know anything about. It's chaotic. It doesn't make sense. Good chance you don't like it. But then the more you learn about the sport and how it works, all of a sudden the more interesting things get. And the same thing goes for these criticisms, right? Because the first time you're exposed to it is like, what is this? It doesn't feel natural, right? And it's hard. That's a part of the process. Now, you will notice I said read at least 5. I didn't say read only 5. So in any of these categories, if you felt like, you know what, I said a little bit, but I really don't get it, read all of them. Go back before you start writing this paper, especially to that criticism, whichever one it was that you're like, this one I didn't quite get. Read everybody's post on that, because that will give you some other ideas. And while there'll be a good chunk, maybe 25% is saying, I struggled with this one. You'll also have, sorry, it's dry in here. You'll also see some people, and even it's funny, sometimes they'll even say, I didn't really get this, but then they'll mention something awesome, right, about that. So, if any of those areas you were like, I really don't feel like I got it, go back, read everybody's, right? Or at least read enough so you're like, oh, now I get it. Now, here's the other thing that I want to bring up on that. You were asked to bring a different perspective and look at it. And you said, oh, that's hard, and I feel like I'm missing things. Well, you are coming with your own perspective, which is easy because you're used to it. But guess what? That perspective is missing things, just like a psychoanalytical critique is going to miss something. Just as a feminist or critical race theory or a postmodern, each one of those is going to make you look one way, which means you're going to miss all this on the other side. So your own perspective is doing the same thing, but it feels natural, which is where a class with research comes in, because now you can actually go out and actively look and see, hey, how is my perspective? How does this work? Right? What am I missing, right, from my own view? All right. I'm going to stop this so we've got short, because I want to have the writing videos compact, and so this is the one on introductions, this is the one on body paragraphs, so you won't have to go back and do some searching. But welcome to week 6, Death by Chocolate. Write something, right? And if you're trying to write the perfect thing, you're crazy, right? I'm just looking for, put in a draft, right, that's got the parts that I'm asking for, and then through revision we will strengthen them, right? So I'm not looking for perfect. If you're looking for perfect, you're probably setting yourself up to drive yourself crazy, right? Put in something that you feel like, hey, best I can do, doing the job, and then we'll revise it and make it stronger. Okay,